Jai Hind friends, my name is Pardeep Ahlawat. Today I am here in front of you to start a very important subject, that is geography. So in this lecture we are going to start with geography. Now along with this geography, as you know very well, this geography subject comes under paper 1 of your mains syllabus. But apart from this geography, I am also going to teach you another subject, that is ecology and environment. What is the name of the subject, my dear friend? The name of this subject is nothing but ecology and environment. The name of this subject is ecology and environment. Now in this geography, I am also going to teach another subject, that is your disaster management. That is disaster management. Now remember, my dear friend, geography comes under paper 1 and this ecology and environment and disaster management, these two subjects, I can say that, comes under paper 3. So I am also going to discuss some part of the paper 1 and I am also going to discuss some part of the paper 3. Why paper 3? Because when you study this ecology environment, you need some basics. Which we study in the geography. And why we are going to study this disaster management? Because when I teach you volcano, so along with this volcano, I am also going to teach you the volcano disaster management. When I teach you the landslide, I will also teach you the landslide disaster management. When I teach you the earthquake, so along with this earthquake, my dear friend, I am also going to teach you this earthquake disaster management. So now in this way, this topic or this subject disaster management will be completed, because remember, this disaster management comes in the mains paper, not in your prelims. So if we study in such a way, so we can cover up some part of the paper 1 and some part of the paper 3. Now if I ask you how many questions you can expect from geography and ecology environment, if you see this year question paper and from last 2-year question paper, you will find around 22 to 25 questions, my dear friend, around 22 to 25 questions from these two subjects. Which these two subjects? That is your geography. So you will find question from your geography and you will also find the questions from ecology and environment. Now when you see the previous year question paper of the UPSC, you will find some question regarding the MSP. What is the full form of MSP? MSP means minimum support price. So this question I will cover up in your agriculture part, and agriculture is nothing but in your geography. And apart from this, I am also going to discuss this export processing zones. Sorry, I am also going to discuss the export processing zones. So my dear friend, this MSP question and this export processing zones questions, these are also comes under in this geography. So if we study in such a way, so you will find around 22 to 25 questions in your prelims paper. That's why this subject is very important. Fine. Now if we look at the mains syllabus of the geography, the first statement you will find that is salient feature of the word physical geography. Now if I ask you in a simple word, what is the meaning of the physical geography? The meaning of the physical geography is nothing but we are going to basically study about the earth. Now when you see any textbook, whether you study the NCERT or whether you study the GC Leon or whether you study XYZ books, so in every book you will find a portion, a topic, that is geomorphology. Agree? So you will find geomorphology, you will find climatology, and you will also find the oceanography. So I am also going to discuss all these three topics, that is your geomorphology, that is your climatology, and that is your oceanography. Now if I ask you what do you mean by this geomorphology, so can I say in geomorphology we are going to study about the landforms, we are going to study about the landforms, their processes and forms which are available on the surface of the earth. And what we are going to discuss about in climatology, we are going to discuss about the weather and the climate of the surrounding earth. Fine. And what we are going to study in oceanography, remember my dear friend, physical, chemical, biological features of the oceans we are going to discuss. And UPSC is asking very important questions, very important question from the oceanography, and sometime you will find a current affair questions, sometime you will find the current affair question from this topic, that is the oceanography. I hope this is very much clear to you. So I am going to start with the geomorphology first, then climatology, and in the last I will teach you the oceanography. So but UPSC did not mention geomorphology as a separate topic, climatology as a separate topic, or oceanography as a separate topic, but UPSC mentioned one line, that is the salient feature of world physical geography. So my dear friend, remember this salient feature of world physical geography is nothing but your 50% syllabus of UPSC, 50% syllabus of your UPSC. Now this is the Brahmaputra river, we will discuss question regarding the Brahmaputra river or these ranges later. Now, this is our beautiful India. If you look at the map of India, you will find on the upper side you will find the Himalaya, है ना? On the western side you will find the Indian desert. Here you will find the northern plain, then Deccan plateau, then you are having a western coast, है ना? तो वहाँ पे आपको क्या मिलेगा? You will find the western Ghat, and here you will find the eastern Ghat. Now, if I am going to ask you a very simple question, can I ask you what is the color of the soil which is available in the northern plain? वहाँ पे जो soil मिलती है उसका color क्या है? What is the color of the soil which is available in this Deccan plateau? So all these physical features we are going to study in detail. Fine. तो वो जो soil का topic आएगा, when I'm going to discuss this soil topic, we'll discuss in a very detailed manner. Fine. So we are going to discuss about the Himalaya ranges, we are going to discuss about the northern plains. वो northern plains बने कैसे हैं? क्या ऐसा हो सकता है कि अभी हमारे पास एक और फोर्थ पैरेलल रेंज ऑफ हिमालय इज कमिंग, है ना? वो बन रही है या वो कब बनेगी, कैसे बनेगी? वी आर ऑल्सो गोइंग टू डिस्कस इन दिस डिटेल मैनर. फाइन. नाउ व्हेन यू रीड द सेकंड पार्ट ऑफ दिस सिलेबस, मींस आई एम टॉकिंग अबाउट द मेन सिलेबस, सो यू विल फाइंड द डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन ऑफ natural resources, key natural resources, and UPSC specifically mention including South Asia and the Indian subcontinent. So we'll discuss this natural resources. Now if I ask you what resources that we are going to study in a detailed manner, the resources are nothing but, my dear friend, industrial resources. The resources are nothing but your mineral resources and your energy resources, food resources, and remember me or you peoples are, we women being are also as a resources. So UPSC already asked question from industrial resources, mineral resources तो उसका बहुत ही favorite topic and energy resources. Fine. So in these areas UPSC asked so many questions. UPSC asked already so many questions. So we are going to discuss this industrial resources in detail, mineral resources in detail, energy resources in detail, food resources in detail manner. I hope you can understand. Fine. I think there's no doubt up to here. This is only the syllabus. I'm not teaching anything else. In the first lecture, I'm just telling you what is this syllabus, what is mentioned in the syllabus of the UPSC, Civil Service Examination. Now let us start with the first industry, that is the iron and steel industry. You know very well this iron and steel industry is known as the backbone of the older industries. So whatever is the outcome from the iron or steel industry, this is used as a raw material for the manufacturing of the other items, है ना? You know this. Now but my question is that This iron or steel industries are, these are raw material based industry. These are raw material based industry, or these are market based industry. These are market based industry. So this I am going to ask from you. So you have to just pause this video and tell me whether this iron or steel industry is a raw material based industry or this industry is a market based industry. You have to think and then you have to comment below this video. You have to tell me whether these are the raw material based industry or these are the market based industry. You have to comment. Now, suppose you want to produce 1 kg of steel. You want to produce 1 kg of steel. You want to produce 1 kg of steel. Agree? Now, to produce 1 kg of steel, what is the basic requirement? The basic requirement is you need iron ore. You need iron ore. And second, you need a energy resource, and the most commonly available energy resource, my dear friend, is nothing but coal. Is nothing but coal. Now, suppose you want a finishing good of the 1 kg. So, how you will get a finishing good of 1 kg? For this 1 kg, at least you require 5 kg iron ore and at least you require 5 kg of coal. Now, remember, if you set up this iron or steel industry, if you set up this iron or steel industry near the market, so what will happen? The transportation cost will increase. The transportation cost will increase. The transportation cost will increase because of this 5 kg and because of this 5 kg. So what will happen? The industry will go in loss. The industry will go in loss. So what we have to do? We will set up a industry. We will set up a industry. We will set up a industry near the raw material. Near the raw material, and then we will transport this finishing good of 1 kg to the market. Now, so remember, my dear friend, this iron or steel industry, this iron or steel industry, the iron or steel industry, the iron or steel industries are nothing but these are the raw material based industry. So remember, my dear friend, these are the raw material based industry. Now, there are so many industries. For example, the cotton industry, the mineral industry. So these all are the raw material based industry. Now I am giving you some points so that you can use this point while writing the mains answer. While writing the mains answer. You know, the iron and steel industries are famously known as the feeder of all other industries. Now, why? Because whatever is the outcome, you can use that outcome as a raw material in the other industries. You can use in other industries. So what is the outcome, my dear friend? Outcome is the steel. What is the outcome? Outcome is the steel. So you can use this in the other industry. So remember, this iron or steel industry, they are the backbone of the modern industry. So you can use these keywords. So you must have some ready-made answer. You must have some ready-made answer so that when you are writing the mains paper now, you just copy and paste, copy and paste, copy and paste. Iron and steel industry are the robber industry. They are the backbone of all the industry. So you have to ready with some statement, ready with some answers. Fine. Now, what are the examples? For example, the agro-based industries. For example, your food processing, vegetable oil, cotton, dairy product and the leather industry. They are also the raw material based. And I also discussed this mineral based industry in a detailed manner. I give you the example of the iron and steel industry. So remember, my dear friend, agro based industry, mineral based industry and your marine based industry and your forest based industry. For example, you want to manufacture a furniture. आप क्या बनाना चाहते हैं? You want to make a furniture, pharmaceutical and the papers you want to make. So remember, forest based industry, marine based industry, mineral based industry and the agro based industry, these are the examples of which industry, my dear friend? That is the raw material based industry. Remember, raw material based industry. So UPSC may ask question from this agro based industry if it is in the current affair news. So they can ask question from the vegetable oils. You will see from the last 1 or 2 years they are more focusing on the vegetable oil, vegetable oil, vegetable oil, palm oil. You will see the question is from the palm oil. Why? Because my dear friend, it's a part of this our syllabus. That's why UPSC asked question from the palm oil. Agree? Similarly, cotton textile, dairy products, leather industry. So if these are in the current affair, please ready with your answer. Please ready with your answer. So remember my dear friend, we are going to discuss in detail mineral based industry. We are going to discuss about your marine based industry. We are going to discuss about your forest based industry in a detailed manner. Forest based industry in a detailed manner. So just trust on me. Just believe on me. I am going to discuss all these things in a very detailed manner. I am going to discuss all these things in a very detailed manner. Agree? Now, very detailed manner. Now let us go. Fine. Okay. Now this is the NH6 which connects this area to this area. You know, this is the western part, and you know this is the eastern part. This is the cotton producing area. This is the coal producing area. Which area is this one? This is the coal producing area, and this is the cotton producing area. So remember, you will find a highway which connects cotton producing area, which connects the cotton producing area with the coal producing area, and that is nothing but the National Highway 6. Although I am going to discuss this in a paper 3 as the topic under infrastructure, but let me tell you so that you will feel comfortable in this topic. So it starts from what is the west end? West end is from Gujarat, and what is the east end is your Kolkata, that is West Bengal. So you will find when you study the industries in paper 3 now, one area is cotton, one area is coal. So there is a connection between the both the area, and that connection is through the road or maybe from the railway. So I give you the example of the road. Later on I will give you the example of the railways. Fine. So this is also comes under our syllabus. Now when you read the next part of our syllabus, that is the important geophysical phenomena such as earthquake, tsunami and volcanic activity, cyclone, etc. So my dear friend, I am going to discuss this topic under plate tectonics theory. Which theory? Plate tectonics theory. In plate tectonics theory, I am going to discuss about the earthquake, tsunamis, volcanic, so and so far. So I am going to discuss all these things in a very detailed manner. Fine. Now what about the next one? Next one is nothing but the what are the changes? What are the changes in the critical geographical feature, including water bodies and the polar ice caps? You know, these changes in the critical geographical feature, my dear friend, it may be because of the man, maybe they are the man-made, and remember they can be natural also. Remember, they can be natural also. So we are going to discuss this topic in a detailed manner, but be ready the geographical features and their locations. So I am going to discuss this part in very detailed manner. Now after that, you know, agriculture. Agriculture is a very hot topic. If you see from last 2-3 years now, UPSC is asking more questions from the agriculture, especially the MSP area. So you must perfect in this area, agriculture. And you know, when you study economics now, in economics, in current affair, you will come across so many schemes. So please read that schemes. I'm covering you this static part, but UPSC is asking sometimes the static part and sometimes the current affair part. So how you will prepare the current affair part when the economics faculty will teach you the economics? So please cover up all the schemes which are related to our agriculture. But in the static part, I am going to cover this major cropping pattern in the various part of the country. Okay, how you are cultivating rice in the northern plains, how the peoples, because our Haryana and Punjab region is a Rabi region, but we peoples are cultivating rice. So what are the consequences of the cultivating the rice? So I will teach you in the major cropping pattern, and I will also teach you the irrigation and irrigation system, storage, transport, marketing of the agriculture produce. You know, E-नाम एक ऑनलाइन मंडी है, अब ये भी यूपीएससी यहाँ से भी क्वेश्चन पूछ सकता है, एंड द इश्यूज एंड द रिलेटेड constant and the e-technology in the aid of the farmers. So all this we are going to discuss in a very detailed manner. So I just give you a glimpse of what is the syllabus of the UPSC. What is the syllabus of the UPSC? Now in the next video we are going to discuss about the very important one, that is the geomorphology part of our geography.